This is Gilgamesh. I want to talk about this movie, Return of the Living Dead Part 2. The thing about this is that it's more comical than the first movie. It's way more taken on it still has zombies and has the brainy, they're still eating brains, but this one goes more over the top with the comedy, not so, you know, having the true horror of the first movie. Um, and yeah, Tom Matthews and James Cameron come back, and they're playing two different characters, Joey and Ed. And of course, Jonathan Terry comes back as Colonel Glover, and this time he's not at home; he's in the field. And we deal with they're transporting these drums, and the driver of the truck is deciding he's listening to music while he decides to smoke, and the thing in the back, the thing holding the canisters, these barrels or drums, the strap gets loose, and three of them fall. One of them falls into the water and ends up in this housing development. And yes, Mitch Pileggi is in this. But yeah, and essentially we have, this is Michael here. He played Jesse. He's a kid in the movie, and this is she plays his sister. And and essentially this is the same actor. Alan here plays once again the Tar Man, and it's a different Tar Man than in the first movie. Yeah, and this guy right here, Dana Ashbrook, he was in Twin Peaks. He was on the TV show Twin Peaks. But we start where it's a housing development. I mean, first with the military, they say, and the colonel shows up and he sees these things, goes, oh, not again. And so we're in a small town, small cemetery, mausoleum. Yeah, you can see they're developing, and we got a bully neighbor and his buddy who sort of pick on Jesse. And essentially they want to show them their hang it, where their clubhouse is, and they take them to the cemetery and show them the mausoleum. And then, they're walking around, they find one of these. They find the one that got off the truck, the barrel or drum, and it's a military one, so they're looking at it, and of course they pull it out and take it somewhere, and then they lock Jesse in the mausoleum, and then here comes Joey and Ed with his girlfriend, which is Brenda here. Brenda plays Joey's girlfriend. And so essentially the bully kid, which I forget the kid's name. Billy. Billy being, basically they accidentally release the gas, and he eventually succumbs to it, turns him into a zombie, and then, the gas spreads to the cemetery, and it's a clear. All of a sudden, it starts to rain, and spreading this stuff into the cemetery, and then, of course, we don't realize at first that Joey and Ed get the gas in them, and it starts to slowly turn them into zombies. And at one point, Joey says, "This all seems like we've been through this before," because they're close to dying. He goes, "Me, you, them." Yeah, the first movie. So it goes more with the punchline comedy than it does the dread of the first movie. It has the whole brain thing, which the first one really put it in there. And you have the cast. I thought because her last name was Snyder, for some reason I thought, oh, Zack Snyder. But no, she's not related to him. Mitch Pileggi's from Portland. He plays a military guy. And essentially, the dead are back. And it's more comical when they come out of the ground. They're like, one comes out and gets his hand stomped on, then he tries to avoid it and then gets pushed into the ground because one pushed him down. Yeah, there's more like one. Brenda basically punches one in the face, right in the face, and destroys his face, falls down. And both, this time, Tom Matthews and, he once again turns into a zombie, but it's James Karen as Ed. He's not exactly the same character he was in the first movie. When things go to shit, he starts, blaming himself and crying and everything, and basically turning into a fucking whiny bitch. And then, of course, he gets to turn into a zombie, and he bites a guy's head, and, basically gets to eat somebody's brains, and then Joey basically tells his girlfriend, oh, let me eat your brains. She gives in and lets him do it. Yeah. And so, oh yeah, and basically everything goes to shit. Billy's parent, Billy eats his own mother's brains after he's died and come back, and he, they still know, who they, they can talk and have conversations. It's much funnier, and the doctor's like, when he's looking at both Joey at the hospital, Joey and Ed, he looks and goes, oh, this is rigor mortis. You're dead. And they play, like I said, they play up the comedy. They don't take it as serious as the first movie. With they have zombie, like one chick, she has worms coming out of her face. They blow, what is it? I'm trying to remember the kid's name. Is it Jesse? Yeah, Jesse, basically, sister knows how to shoot a rifle. Lucy, I think is her name. Yeah, and so she basically shoots this one zombie in half, and it's still, you look and its legs are still walking. It severs spine and it's trying to get its body back. Yeah. And it's just, like I said, it's hilarious for what it is. And by the end, they decide, oh yeah, they see one zombie gets hit with electricity and kills it finally. So they go, okay, let's get a bunch of brains, go to the power station, which they set up to basically electrify all the zombies. And it goes great to the point when all the zombies are being fired. Oh, I kid you not, they bring in the Thriller Michael Jackson zombie. And he gets electrocuted. It's hilarious. I was like, oh my god, this is funny as shit. Yeah. So, yeah, we have, it's really worth seeing if you haven't seen it. So here's the trailer. Let's watch this. This is the movie, so yeah, let's give that a thumbs up. Let's look at this trailer. This is the sequel to the first movie.
A deadly experiment. A freak accident. A secret that will be carried to the grave as the horror classic is reborn. Return of the Living Dead, Part 2. Jesse will be the first to know. Billy will be the first to go.
We've got to get out of here. Get to a phone.
7 of the living against an army of the dead, starved for life.
Yeah, the funny thing is the trailer's funnier than the original trailer. This movie, it's telling you in the trailer, yeah, it's much more comical than the first movie.
Walking Dead Part 2. Just when you thought it was safe to be dead.
Yeah, so there you go. That's the trailer. Oh yeah, there's a severed head zombie that basically, at the end of the movie, it's like, it tells this guy, get this damn screwdriver out of my head. Yeah, it's funny. You should see it. Yeah. So yeah, basically at the spoiler at the end, they basically decide they're gonna electrify. I said this. Damn, I gave it away. They electrify all the zombies, and one comes in. And it's supposed to be Michael Jackson from Thriller. I still find that funny as hell. Yes. So yeah, and it's like I said, Mitch Pileggi's in this movie. Where is he? This guy, Dana, yeah, he was on Twin Peaks. And I thought because her last name was Snyder, I thought maybe she was, Zack Snyder's wife. No, she's not related to him. And so, yeah, I just wanted to cover this real quick. This is Gilgamesh. I will talk to you later. Bye.